Honored to be here, and thank you to all the Urban League folks that invited me. I think that this is an election where the electorate will absolutely have a clear difference between myself and my opponent. My opponent is absolutely in the leftist cabal of the Democratic Party that has driven this state completely into the ground. In any country in the world, the answer is get the bums out, all of them. That's what's going on in the street. That's what the people are saying. And the people in this state have absolutely been driven, many people, just to economic depravity. I'm a 22-year veteran of LA City Schools. I have been teaching in this district, Fremont, Crenshaw, Dorsey, Manual Arts, Audubon, all over. I'm a bilingual teacher. Actually, I'm a Spanish teacher by trade. That's what I do. I can tell you that in our district, at least 25% of the students shouldn't even be in our schools. I'm looking at the faces of you here today, and I know that everybody here watching me now is impacted by illegal immigration. Somehow, some way, there's a family member, either because they don't speak Spanish or because they won't take $3 an hour to do a job, they're out of work. I want to change that. I am your defense. I am your shield. I'm also connected with America's Black Shield, a conservative black organization in the Crenshaw area. We meet, we go out, we network with other people. My 22 years as a teacher, I want to tell you, it hurts to see my former students behind bars. Is there a teacher that cries out more than seeing him or her give everything he has to a student and then to see him commit a felony because they don't have the skills to compete or to be out there in the job market? We are failing our students at 50% dropout rate. My opponent won't talk about that. He won't talk about the illegal aliens hammering our system, whether it's hospitals, whether it's services, whether it's our schools, our prisons. Nobody talks about it, but I do. I need your help. I need your vote. I'm sincere. I'm a teacher. I care about kids. And I want to thank you very much for taking interest in this race. God bless you all.
All right, wrap it up. My name is John Stamreich. I am one of two red-headed Filipinos that I know of. My sister's the other one. So if you know of any others, let me know because I'm really trying to build up that minority. But my grandfather is an immigrant. Came over 8 years old. He used to dive for coal out on the docks of Manila and knew that there was a better life for him. His parents literally sold him to one of the ships that was sailing around the world, and gets stuck on me because I graduated from the Naval Academy, and I've since been to 26 countries and everything else. And I'll tell you, the United States still ranks as #1, and there's a reason why. It's because of freedom, choice. It's because we get a chance to decide who represents us, and a chance like this to actually vet all those people. Right now, I'm an aerospace supply chain manager, which means that I am watching the businesses that used to be here leave. I am watching the $16 billion in tax revenue that Senator Price and Senator Orpeza, who I'm running to represent, what they're looking for, I know where it's going. Okay? It's going not because of higher taxes. Okay, everybody says, oh, it must be higher taxes, and we just got to give all these people tax breaks and everything else. They're leaving because of regulations. They're leaving because of excessive permits, and yes, they are leaving for additional taxes. We tell, you want to start a small business, right off the bat, before you even get started, before you open your doors, before you even get to spend $1, you get to pay the state of California $800. Just to get started, On top of that, all the income taxes and excessive things, as you know, yeah, it is having a problem. But one of the big things that's having a problem is what's called Assembly Bill 32. It's been nicknamed the global warming bill, and it's gonna make California so much greener and everything else. Well, it's making it greener, all right, because when you shut down all the machinery, when you shut down all the refineries, and when you shut down production, yeah, it's going to be greener. So yeah, the air is a little bit cleaner, maybe. I'm sure we can figure that out. I live down in San Pedro, so if someone cares about clean air and stuff like that, I'm one of them. My neighbors who are longshoremen, who have been on the docks for 4 or 5 generations, are now starting to feel the pinch. They're being told they want to keep their jobs. They better start looking at Vancouver. They better start looking at Houston. Those are the 2 big ports that are taking our jobs from the port, because you can get to those ports. Believe it or not, you get to Vancouver 2 days faster. We'll talk a little more about all details there. I'll wrap it up by also saying that I'm a neighborhood council activist. I spent 2 terms on the San Pedro Neighborhood Council, and I led the anti-Measure B campaign that basically told Mayor Villaraigosa that he was not going to double or triple our energy rates just to satisfy one union. I worked with 3 other unions that said, you know what, unfair. So we had Republicans, Democrats, you name it, all get together and decide a year ago, March, that this was unacceptable. So if you want somebody who knows how to work with people of all, political views or whatever, I'm your guy, because basically we're going to find that common ground. That common ground is that everybody in this room needs to be able to be employed. That's what makes a difference. We can talk about all the social issues and all the little things later on, but when you go from 3.5% unemployment to 13.5% unemployment, it's time for a change, and I hope you'll agree. Thank you.
Information on the role, Senator Carnwright, as senator, what do you oversee and what do you plan to continue if you're re-elected to take that position?
Well, in the legislature, I chair the Joint Committee on the Arts. I chair a select committee on procurement. And we're looking at how the state does business with small businesses, or how they don't do business with small businesses. I serve on the Appropriations Committee. I serve on the GL Committee. I serve on the Business and Insurance Committee. I serve on Education. I serve on local government. I certainly have a commitment to education and to civic engagement. I've been named Legislator of the Year in 2007 and in 2008 by the UC Students Association because of a bill that I carried to increase the Cal Grant amount that impacts low, middle income students. I authored legislation that the governor signed last year that permits 17-year-olds to pre-register to vote. Again, just talking about the importance of civic engagement, of engaging and encouraging young people to get involved in the process early on. I certainly have been known to be an advocate for greater diversity, more equal opportunity, leveling the playing fields in a variety of areas. And I want to continue being that kind of positive, progressive advocate. My opponent, who happens to be a Republican, I think also has a number of very right-wing views that are not in line, I think, with the majority of citizens in this district. I'm proud to be the only Democrat running, the endorsed Democrat. I look forward to working with my Democratic colleagues and also across the aisle, though, in solving some of these intractable problems we have associated with housing, with education, with health care, with economic development. And again, I think my background, my training, my experience gives me the kind of breadth that's important, that's helpful. I certainly have experience working with people from different persuasions, different ideas. My experiences at the local level, serving on the Inglewood City Council, I think gives me some great insight, not just into what the problems are, what the issues are, but how you bring people together, how you try to encourage collaboration, and how you try to encourage folks to work together. And so that's the kind of spirit that I have, that I will continue to have. I want to be very visible in the community. We certainly have had a number of town hall meetings, informational meetings. I think providing information is an important function of an elected official. And so I want to continue doing that, communicating not just in town halls, not just through a newsletter.